So we're in your culinary book and we're in chapter 11, and we're going in the second section that talks about sandwiches, and then we're going to go into the third section that talks about casseroles. So what are sandwiches? Well, you probably know what a sandwich is. They're very popular, nutritious, and they're available in all kinds of countless varieties. Different kinds of bread form the framework of the sandwich, and they are complemented by a filling that doesn't overpower the bread. So you have to make sure the right kind of bread is used for your variety of sandwiches. And there's a variety of breads that can be used to make sandwiches. They have a list here. Let's see. We have English muffins, croissants, bagels, rye, whole wheat, and there's many, many more. You can use raisin bread if you want to make a sandwich. I just had a sandwich that was made with cranberries, and it was delicious. So, but you have to have the right filling. The filling makes up the body of the sandwich and can be one ingredient or a combination of several ingredients. If you use a lot of different ingredients, the filling should blend in flavor, so and complement the bread when you eat it. So when choosing which type of bread to use for a sandwich, you pair appropriate types of bread with the planned filling ingredients. For example, more hearty fillings work best with firm breads, and delicate fillings work best with softer breads. I didn't know that. So if you have a very firm bread, you'd have a more hearty filling, and then the delicate fillings, that are different would be with soft bread. Wraps. What are wraps? Wraps are considered a type of sandwich, that's made with tortilla shells mainly, specifically tortilla shells with the wraps. Using different flavors, wraps, and tortillas, and a variety of ingredients, you can create a range of flavors and make a quick, easy meal with a wrap. To fold a wrap, fold the sides of the wrap of the tortilla over the ingredient about 1 inch. Doing this helps keep the filling inside and also gives it a really neat appearance, And then roll the wrap from top to bottom, and be careful not to overfill the wrap. Too much in the wrap is going to fall out. Remember to leave room at the top and bottom of the wrap tortilla so that the filling does not come out as the wrap is being rolled. So, importance of wraps. So, let's see. Now we're going to go on to casseroles. That was quick. We're going to go on to a casserole. A casserole is a meal or side dish that is made up of several ingredients that are placed in one pan or one dish, and often have the same sauce or cheese mixed in, some kind of sauce or cheese that's mixed into the casserole with the ingredients. Basically, you place on top of them each new ingredient on top of the next ingredient, including a variety of foods such as proteins, vegetables, starches, and this helps meet the recommended listed on my plate, because you can have a whole meal in a one casserole dish. So many people prepare casseroles because they can be prepared very quickly. They can be made ahead of time, and then they can be frozen, the casseroles, and used as leftovers can be used in your casserole. So a casserole is very versatile. You can prepare it quickly, you can make it ahead, you can freeze it, or you can put all your leftovers in it. So, and there's a lot of benefits for casseroles. And they can be used as one main dish with all your categories of food groups right in your casserole dish. So casseroles are often served as main dishes, and some examples of casseroles that are served as main dishes are like shepherd's pie, lasagna, chicken and rice casserole. There's a lot of different casseroles. And you can have vegetable casseroles and just put vegetables in for a vegetable dish. A vegetable casserole often consists of one or more vegetables and a sauce, and is usually topped with cheese or a crunchy topping such as buttered breadcrumbs on the top. Toppings help keep casseroles from becoming dry while also adding color, flavor, and texture. Usually in casseroles there's some kind of cheese. Usually cheese in the top keeps a casserole looking good, and actually keeping all of the casserole from drying out. So Slow cooking. Slow cooking in your slow cooker, so um, cooking food in a slow cooker uses many of the same principles as a casserole. It's a crock pot. You're putting them in a crock pot, right? And as the name slow cooking, it takes a long time, longer time than a stove top, and so or in the oven, because it's called a slow cooking. Because the slow cooker, the crock pot lowers the temperatures, so you're cooking at approximately 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Those are very low temperatures for cooking. So when purchasing a slow cooker or crock pot, look for one that will work best and how you'll use it and how many servings. So some of them have a manual dial to control the setting, while others are digital. So you can just press buttons. And then, of course, you can set the broth temperature or whatever temperature by digital controls. May also have a setting to turn the slow cooker to a warmer setting once the timer has run. So you can have digital or you can have dials on your slow cooker. I think the older ones were not digital, but so they work just as good. So the slow cooker sizes, you can have a size of a quart, and then usually from 1 quart to 8 quarts. You can have a big crock pot that goes up to 8 quarts. Smaller sizes work best for warming sauces and dips, and larger sizes work best for preparing full meals or foods that if you're going to serve a large group of people. That'd be a bigger crock pot. So plan approximately 1 quart of capacity of the capacity of the crock pot, at least 1 quart of liquid in the crock pot, or I should say food in the crock pot for each person. Many people choose to have the slow cooker plugged in and turned in while they are away, but always ensure that your slow cooker is functioning. You don't want to start a fire, that's for sure. So for easy cleanup, coat the inside of the slow cooker or crock pot with oil, or use a disposable liner so when you do have to clean it, it's not going to have a lot of food stuck to the sides. Some ceramic inserts are removable and can be cleaned in the dishwasher. You can take off the inside of your crock pot and stick it in the dishwasher. For those that are not removable, soak the inside of the slow cooker with hot water and dish soap and clean it. And do not immerse the cord in the water. You make sure that part does not get in the water, because then you'll probably end up breaking your crock pot. As for, you don't want to put electrical devices in the water. You may also use vinegar and baking soda to remove food that is stuck and to clean mineral deposit that dish soap will not remove. So let's see, tips and techniques here for slow cooking. Avoid overfilling and underfilling the slow cooker. If you fill it too much, you're going to have a problem. So it should be between half full and 3/4 full. So don't overfill it. I tend to overfill it, then it kind of like overflows. For best results, thaw foods before cooking them. Thawed foods will cook more evenly and thoroughly, but you can put frozen foods in, but it can take longer, and maybe I want to make sure that the frozen foods get cooked all the way through. If you would like to cook a meal in a slow cooker instead of in the oven, you may wish to consult a similar recipe that is designed to be cooked in a slow cooker. If you cannot find a replacement, then you follow the approximate times for slow cooking, and here's some times. So if you have a conventional oven and you want to cook something for 15 to 30 minutes, you cook it. You can cook it in a slow cooker 4 to 6 hours, on low, or on high, 1.5 hours to 3 hours on high. So if you're cooking something for 35 to 45 minutes, you can cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours or 3 to 4 hours. 50 minutes to 3 hours in the conventional oven, you're going to have to cook it in a crock pot for 8 or 10 hours on low, or 4 to 6 hours on high. So you're going to change your time. It's going to take a lot longer. Tips for cooking certain foods in the slow cooker. It says place the firm vegetables such as potatoes and carrots along the bottom and sides of the slow cooker. And then place the meat, which cooks more quickly, on top of these vegetables for even cooking. Add more tender vegetables such as zucchini and mushrooms to the slow cooker during the last hour to prevent them from overcooking. So you want to add those tender vegetables that cook really fast, add them later on. Pasta may be mushy or stick together if left in a slow cooker for very long. So to ensure the best texture, prepare the pasta separately and add it to the slow cooker at the end of the cooking time. So take the pasta and prepare the pasta and then add it towards the end. Frozen pasta can be added 1 to 2 hours of when cooking left, so you can add the frozen pasta. Since dairy products can be separated if cooking for a long time, add cheese, cream, or milk during the last hour of cooking. So you see there's a few things to basically add towards the end of cooking, and that's, cream, cheese, or milk, pasta, you can add the end, and also vegetables that are that will turn mushy, tender vegetables. So those three things are three groups of things, I should say. Use whole dried herbs and spices when possible because they will keep their flavor better throughout the cooking. So you want to use the dried herbs, and remove the whole herbs before serving. Like if you put in a whole herb, a whole big piece of dried herbs, before you eat them, remove them out so not floating around in somebody's plate, so. Because ground herbs and spices can lose their flavor during the long cooking time, these can be added too on the last hour of cooking. So that's all for the crock pot. So let's go back here. We're going to go over salads too, but that was the one area that I missed here, I think. I'm kind of covered. Oh, tips and techniques about sandwiches. So let's talk about sandwiches a little bit more. Kind of skip this. Making a perfect sandwich. So use barbecue sauce, mayonnaise, or another binder to hold smaller pieces of food together and prevent them from prevent them from falling, I should say, out of the sandwich. For example, the Sloppy Joe uses tomato sauce as a binder, and egg salad is held together with mayonnaise. So I never thought of these things as binders, but they are. So barbecue sauce, mayonnaise, even ketchup, things like this, and tomato sauce, egg salad to bind things together. Using mayonnaise is a good binder, we know that. To prevent sauces from soaking through the bread, toast the bread or use a spread such as butter, cream, or cheese on the side of the bread that will come in contact with the filling. So if you're making a sandwich and you don't want the ingredients to soak through the bread, then you're either going to have to toast the bread or you're going to have to put a spread on the bread such as butter or cream cheese or something on the side of the bread so that the filling won't seep into the bread. Consider the contrast of color and texture when you're making sandwiches, and arrange the sandwich very attractively. Cut the sandwich in half or in quarters or diagonally to make it more attractive. Colorful ingredients such as lettuce, tomato, cheese, red onion, or bacon give both flavor and eye approval. They make it look nice. Sandwiches can be served like open face with bread only on the bottom and with a sauce, or a popular type of these sandwich is the open-faced roast beef sandwich with gravy. So you can put like the bread in the bottom, the roast beef, and the gravy on the top. Although other sandwiches may be eaten by hand or with a fork and a knife, open-faced sandwiches should always be eaten with a fork and a knife. So if you have an open-faced sandwich, like you have gravy on top and everything, you need a fork and a knife to eat it instead of just picking up a sandwich that doesn't have a top, which I do sometimes, which is really not proper. So sandwiches are best when fresh, but they can be made ahead and frozen up to 1 month. You can actually take sandwiches and freeze them for a month. However, not all filling ingredients will freeze well. So if you have lettuce or tomato, egg, or mayonnaise, in your sandwich, it may not be able to freeze very well. So, before you freeze a sandwich, find out what is in your sandwich and if it will freeze well. And so you can add these ingredients after. You can actually freeze the sandwich and then later on when you thaw it out, add the ingredients, and you can add your lettuce, tomato, egg, or whatever you want to the sandwich, and even mayonnaise. Mayonnaise doesn't really freeze well. So keep sandwiches food safe. If taking sandwiches made with perishable ingredients away from home, store them in the refrigerator if one is available. So if you're making sandwiches, it's good to put them in in a refrigerator if possible. If not, to have a cooler, or to make your sandwich in your sandwich bag and in your lunch box to have cool, some kind of ice in there or something to keep them cool. If there's no refrigerator, use a cooler, insulated bag. So that's making the perfect sandwich. So I'm gonna go on here. I think maybe I should stop here because I'm gonna go on to salads. And there are a variety of salads. So, well, maybe we can get salad. We'll try to get through salad here and we'll be done with this, with chapter 11. So this is chapter 11, part 4, green salad. Green salads are perhaps the most common type of salad. So when you think of salad, what do you think of? Lettuce, right? Lettuce salads. When preparing green salads, use more than one type of green to create the salads to a variety of colors and textures. So for more contrast, you can even add vegetables and fruits and seeds and proteins to the salad. Add toppings to make the salad very, very nutritional, with all different kinds of things in them. Meats you can put in your salad sometimes, or most kinds of vegetable. Some toppings that could be used in combinations in a salad are like putting on diced apples, bacon bits, cheese, croutons, dried cranberries, orange segments, bell peppers, strawberries, sunflower seeds, tomatoes, sesame seeds, and zucchini. However, every salad can be prepared to match your flavor, whatever flavor you like, and whatever nutritional. You can add proteins to it and a variety of toppings. It's just limitless, That's why you go to a salad bar and you find all these things you can add to a salad. The proper handling and storage of salads with greens in them. So salad greens is a category that is used for most leafy vegetables, including all varieties of lettuce, spinach, collards, and turnip greens. And if using greens such as beet greens, dandelion greens, or spinach, use younger leaves. Older leaves are too bitter to use in a salad. So choose greens that are crisp, that they're hydrated, and avoid any limp, wilted leaves or bruised or rusted look to the leaves or lettuce. Lettuce is often used as the base of green salads, and lettuce range from like light to dark green lettuces. And some even have reddish or purplish edges. Some lettuces leaves are fairly flat and straight, and others are kind of curly. There's a lot of different varieties in lettuce. Lettuce greens also range in flavor from very mild, such as iceberg and butterhead lettuce, to very bitter, such as escarole and endive. Using a variety of colors and textures and flavors provides a pleasing contrast and adds interest to a salad. Using a variety of different types of lettuce. Lettuce greens should be washed just before using. So don't wash them way ahead, but just before using. For loose leaf heads, twist off the core and swish the leaves in cold water. For very dirty leaves, you may need to change the water and wash them a second time. So drying lettuce, when you're drying lettuce greens thoroughly, it's important to use, you can either use a salad spinner or gently pat the greens so that with a towel to remove the water. You don't want a salad that has a lot of water in it, that's for sure. And also the water can cause the greens to wilt and could prevent the dressing from adhering. So you want to get rid of all the water on the lettuce leaves and such before you make the salad. Store salad greens in an airtight bag or container in the refrigerator. Most lettuces will keep for about 3 days, but romaine is sturdier, so the romaine lettuce will usually keep for about a week. So here's a picture of making a lettuce round, which you will do. Iceberg lettuce is handled differently than other kinds of lettuce and greens are. A head of iceberg lettuce should feel very heavy to its size and have a springy firmness. When you lightly squeeze it, it'll be kind of springy. To clean a head of lettuce, hit the core on the hard surface, then twist out the core with your fingers. Rinse the intact head under cold water with the core side up, and then dry the head of lettuce and turn it to core side down and allow it to drain until it's dry. So it's like hitting that and taking that core off at the middle. So pat the outside. Always pat the outside with a towel to ensure that no water remains, like I said before. After iceberg lettuce has been cleaned and dried, stored in an airtight container or a plastic bag in the refrigerator. And iceberg lettuce keeps for 1 to 2 weeks, quite a bit longer. So now, preparing a salad. So for best quality, prepare salads just before serving. Because cutting lettuce with a metal knife can cause rusting and browning of the leaves. You can tear the lettuce into pieces using your hands is even better. So take the lettuce pieces by hand, and so you won't have to cut it with a knife, although many people do. So shredding the lettuce with the plastic grater or cutting it with a plastic knife will also prevent the leaves from rusting. They don't. Metal rusts the leaves of the lettuce. So you can use a plastic knife and do it if you want to, or just by your hands. So special care must be also taken when adding other ingredients, since tomatoes are very watery and acidic. Adding cut tomatoes too early can cause the salad leaves to wilt. So put your tomatoes on at the last minute, or add your tomatoes at the last minute. Tomatoes which are not cut before added, such as grape or cherry tomatoes, if you have cherry tomatoes and you're adding, they won't affect it. But if you have cut tomatoes and the juice is getting on the lettuce, it will cause the lettuce to wilt. So adding cut onions to green salads too soon can cause the flavor of the onion to overpower it. So if you're putting cut onions on there and you're in there a long time ahead of time, the whole salad's going to taste like an onion. So, which probably you don't want to do. So add the onions close to serving time too. Whether tossed with a salad or used as a topping, dressings should be added to the salad just before serving to help prevent the leaves from becoming limp. So add the dressings at the last moment. Serving salads or serving dressing on the salad ensures that the dressing will be added not too long before serving, and also allows each person to control the type of dressing used. A lot of times people say, I want how much dressing do you want on it? So sometimes I just have them add their own dressing, what they want on, what types of dressing, and also how much dressing they want. So salad dressings here. Let's go over salad dressings. Types of dressings. So dressings usually begin with a base made of an oil or an acid such as vinegar or lemon juice. And seasonings and thickenings are often added to these dressings to add flavor and change the consistency of the dressing. Although dressings begin with the same base, the kinds of seasonings and thickenings that are added create several different types of dressings. So one is a vinaigrette, and it's made of oil and vinegar base. And each variety of this dressing has specific seasonings added to for a unique flavor. So this type of dressing is a temporary emulsion. In other words, the ingredients do not stay mixed. Of course, you have oil. When you're mixing oil with it, It's harder to mix, so the ingredients will not stay mixed and will separate from each other. The oil will rise and the other ingredients will sink. So, when you're shaking the vinaigrette dressing well before. So you shake it really well so it's mixed right before. Because if you let it set there, it's going to basically settle out. So vinaigrette dressing can be used on green salads, vegetable salads, pasta salads. Some vinaigrette dressings may also be used in cooking sauces. So let's see here. Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is another type of dressing, the mayonnaise dressings. And it starts with an oil and vinegar base, and then they add egg yolk to create this permanent emulsion that makes mayonnaise distinct. So when they have this emulsion, it's mayonnaise. Since mayonnaise is made with the permanent emulsion, the ingredients will not separate from each other. Mayonnaise may be used as a dressing part for protein, pasta, fruit, vegetable salads. Ranch dressing is one example of a mayonnaise-based dressing. It has seasonings added. So when you think of ranch dressing, you think of mayonnaise. If you like to prepare mayonnaise at home, ensure that the eggs are pasteurized eggs so that you don't get salmonella. So I don't know very many people that would make mayonnaise from scratch. Usually it's easier to buy mayonnaise. But ranch dressing is a type of mayonnaise. And so cooked salad dressing contains the basic components of a dressing, but is permanently emulsified and thickened by the use of flour or cornstarch. Although cooked salad dressing appears to be similar to mayonnaise and has a similar flavor, it contains different ingredients and has lower fat content. So cooked salad dressings can be used with protein, pasta, fruit, vegetable salads. Other ingredients may be added to the cooked salad dressing. So if you have a cooked salad dressing, you can add a lot of things to it. So creamy dressings are another dressing variety, and they can be made by using ingredients such as sour cream, whipped cream, yogurt can be the basis of these creamy dressings. And they can be used on a variety of salad types, but they're most commonly added to green salads and fruit salads. So those are the creamy dressings. So other types of salads. So of course we have fruit salad. Fruit salad can be an appetizer or a side dish, or even a fruit salad could be a dessert salad. So by adding several types of fruit, you can complement the flavor, and you'll be able to serve, create a number of flavorful, nutritious combinations. Fruit salads may be served with whipped cream or yogurt as a dressing. Also, nuts can be added to fruit salads. One of the most famous examples of a fruit salad is called the Waldorf salad. When you think of Waldorf salad, I always think of apples added to it. So, since many types of fruits can become watery if not served quickly after cutting, make fruit salads close to the time they will be served. Don't put the fruit salad, in the refrigerator for a long time, but make it right before it's served. Avoid over mixing fruit salads, because this can cause the fruits to lose their texture. So, fruit salad. Pasta salad. Pasta salads can be served as a side dish or a main dish. A pasta that's being used in a salad should be rinsed in cold water immediately after cooking to stop the cooking process and prevent the pasta from becoming too starchy or real sticky. So pasta salad can be mixed with various dressings and combinations of vegetables, meat, and cheese. Pasta salads are always good. Protein salads are typically used as a main dish, and this type of salad usually contains one or more sources of protein such as meat, cheese, eggs, nuts in the salad. Some common types of protein salads are egg salad, chicken salad, taco salad. Those are protein salads, and they're frequently served by themselves, or you can actually serve those protein salads with crackers or on bread as like a sandwich. So think of chicken salad, egg salad, taco salad. Also, we have vegetable salads. that can be a small appetizer or a side salad. And vegetable salads are usually made from raw vegetables that can sometimes be made from sometimes from cooked vegetables, but mainly raw vegetables. And they're usually served chilled or at room temperature. And this type of vegetable salad usually includes a dressing on top. Some examples are coleslaw, potato salad, broccoli salad. These are vegetable salads, and they're pretty good too. Good for you. So, gelatin salad. Here's a picture of a gelatin salad. Can be served as an appetizer, side dish, or dessert salad. And the gelatin can be served plain or have fruit, vegetables, nuts, or other ingredients added to it. Two varieties of powdered gelatin are widely available, such as flavored gelatin or unflavored. Unflavored gelatin is clear and flavorless when dissolved. It is often used to solidify desserts and make candy, but it's unflavored. And flavored gelatin is pre-sweetened and colored, very colorful, and it's commonly available in a variety of fruit flavors. So, some flavored gelatins are artificially sweetened, however, most are sweetened with sugar. So, here we have an example of a fruit salad. Okay, tips and techniques for making a salad here. So, let's go over, we're kind of going over time, but let's finish this up. So first of all, if you're making a gelatin salad, you can lightly spray a decorated mold with cooking spray. So spray with cooking spray. Use boiling water to dissolve the gelatin. And then if the water is not hot enough, the gelatin will not be set when chilled. So you need to have boiling water. If adding fruit or other ingredients, allow the gelatin to partially set in the fridge for 20 to 40 minutes before adding the other ingredients. So you're going to put it in the refrigerator, wait, and then add the ingredients. And this helps the ingredients to remain evenly distributed. The enzymes in the fresh fruits, such as kiwi, papaya, pineapple, will prevent the gelatin from setting. However, canned versions of these fruits will not affect the gelatin's texture. So, a lot of times of jellos you can put in canned fruits. So, for a 3-ounce package of gelatin, add no more than 1.5 cups of extra ingredients, or the gelatin may be not hold in shape. So you don't want to put too many ingredients in there, because then it will, when you take it out of the mold, it will just fall apart. Refrigerate until the gelatin is firmly set. Usually takes about 3 hours. And then when you remove the gelatin from the mold, dip the mold into warm water. If the water is too hot, the gelatin will begin to melt. So to make sure it's just barely warm. And make sure the water is deep enough to rise to the line of the gelatin, but not over the top of the mold, so the water gets in the mold. Place the mold in the warm water for only a few seconds before removing, and then gently sliding a knife between the edge of the gelatin and the mold to break the vacuum. And this will, tilt the container while you're moving it in a circular motion to loosen the gelatin all the way around, so it will just come out. Then you invert the plate on top of the mold and flip it. As you flip it over the mold and the plate will be on the bottom and the mold is on the top, and the gelatin will drop into the plate. So if you want to put it on a bed of lettuce to line, arrange the lettuce leaves on the opening of the gelatin mold after it has been dipped in water. So, just basically get the lettuce leaves ready, and be sure that the more attractive side of the lettuce is facing towards the gelatin. And then you invert the serving plate, sandwich the lettuce leaves in between the top and the bottom of the plate in the gelatin there. So if you're putting it on top, you'll know how to do that. So that's how the tips and techniques for that. So I think we have covered this whole chapter. Let me kind of look back to see if I've forgot anything here to go over, and I think I went over about everything. So we're going to go on to chapter 12. Yep, I guess so. So let's stop there, and we'll go on to chapter 12 in the next video, and that's going to be on breads.